Yo, what up, Nyakos? It's your buddy Philko here, reporting kinda live from Budapest, Hungary, making a video for you guys, another personal story. And I remember I told everybody, I said, hey, if you want to hear more personal stories of mine, that what you should do is let me know to add you to circles. But apparently, the whole circles thing, a lot of people are added automatically. And I don't know the exact rule to it, but if you watch a good amount of my videos and you leave comments on a good amount of my videos, you're added to it automatically. So when I went to look, when I add people, I was looking at the list and there was already hundreds there, and I'm like, how the hell did I add all these people? I didn't do it. I added about 25, but those people are called top YouTube fans. So when you watch my videos, you comment. I would think if you watch and comment on like 10, I would say something about 10 or 12, something like that, you're automatically added to the list. So I'm basically going to say if you're a person who watches my videos, you're automatically added. So I'm not going to bother adding people because I may add someone who doesn't give a shit about me, who wants to just see my personal videos just to talk shit. But if you like watch my videos a lot, you're automatically added. So I'm no longer doing it manually. It's automatic if you're really a fan. If you watch all the personal videos I have on that list and comment on them all, you're automatically added. I think that's how it does, because some people have been watching constantly for like 2 weeks and they're on the list. Some people have been constantly watching for like a year and they're on the list. But as long as you're like recent and you stay up to date with the videos, they add you to the list automatically from how frequently you watch the videos. Okay, so the reason why I'm saying that is because soon after this video I said I might start making videos and only releasing it to the people in my top fans list. There's a few hundred in that list from the people who watch videos all the time. So if you watch my videos all the time, don't worry, you're in the list. Trust me. And I'm gonna just make certain personal videos for you guys, and I would trust you guys not to release it to anyone else because it may be kind of personal. But anyway, let's get to this video. Now, the lady you see in front of you is the lady. That is her. At the time she took this picture, she's older than 51. At the time she took this picture, she's 53. But when we were dating, it was 2 years earlier than when this picture was taken. This picture is very recent. This picture was like fucking yesterday. She took it and she posted it today on her Facebook page or whatever. So we're going to call her Rose for this video. We're going to call her Rose. So what happened between me and Rose? Let's get to it. This was about... Shit, what year was this? This was 2010. 2010, I had a crazy year. For you guys who listen to my videos, 2009 was like the depression year, but it was also the year I found out that I could talk to a lot of women and stuff, but it was the depression year. 2010 was just a crazy, just insane year, and this was that year, the year of 2010. Now, how did we meet? Well, I used to frequent a club called Webster Hall. I mean, I was there every weekend. And what's interesting about me in the year 2010 is I went out probably in total 50 times that whole summer, about 50 times. And 45 of those 50 times I went out by myself. No friends, no nothing. I went out by myself. I was dolo, just solo almost every night. Nobody was next to me, I didn't care. That's just how I wanted to do it. Not just because, it's not like I didn't have friends. It's not like that at all. I had friends, but they weren't really into partying and stuff like I was. And the dude who taught me to party and stuff, Andre, if you heard my last story, him, I didn't want to invite him because he, at the time we weren't really on speaking terms. Like he does a lot of stupid shit sometimes, so I didn't even want to hang out with him at the time. And so I was just by myself every night, right? And one of the nights I remember going out, I was doing my usual rounds. I was kind of drunk, had my bald head, wearing my tie. I always wore a tie open around the shoulders, and I didn't tie it. I just left it open around the shoulders like I just got off work. And as I was walking on Webster Hall, the main floor, they have a stage, and I remember looking on the stage. I saw a girl. To my mind, I saw this girl, she had long black hair with dark bangs, and she's wearing fishnet stockings with short black shorts and a small red top. And she was busy dancing on some black dude. And from the looks of it, from where I saw, I was like, damn, she got a body. I remember seeing just hips and just hips. I remember seeing, I'm like, I know I'm not seeing right. And I guess it was because I was drunk at the time. This is what I thought, I was drunk. So when I looked and the girl was looking back at me and smiling and kind of pointing. And I was like, all right, I'm just drunk. I think I see that, but I don't, right? So I ignore it. So the night goes on, I get some more drinks, 2 hours go by, I dance with other people, blah, blah, blah. Then I remember some lady approaching me. Some lady approached me and she was just like, "Hey, how's it going?" I was like, "Oh, I know you. You know, you're the lady I saw on the stage dancing on that dude, you know. Hi, where are you from?" She's like, "Oh, I'm from Italy." I'm like, "Oh, you're from Italy? Wow, I don't know many people from Italy." She's like, "Yeah, I'm from Italy." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. Was that guy your boyfriend?" Now keep in mind, at this time in which we're having this conversation, I don't remember if she's wearing shades or not, because she wears shades a whole lot and it makes her look even younger. But at this time, I would say in my mind she was probably at oldest 30. So she was probably wearing her shades or her cool glasses that really hide her age, but so I really could not tell, right? So I'm thinking she's like 30 at the most. So I'm like, "Was that guy your boyfriend?" She's like, "No, I'm just having fun. I was just dancing." I was like, "All right, cool." And at this time, I remember seeing some other girl say hi to her. Some younger looking girl say hi, and they're like, "Oh, hey," and they're talking in a tie, and then that other girl walks off. But remember, I mentioned that other girl because it's going to be important in the story later. And so I'm like, "All right, cool." She's like, "Do you want to go dance?" I'm like, "Yeah." And like, as we go to dance, she like takes my hand and she leads first, like brings me to the dance floor first. And like, so, us black guys, we like letting girls go first to see if they have an ass or not, especially when we don't know. And I looked and I was just like, damn, it's official. She got it. She got cake. This should be fun. So, we're dancing. I mean, I tell you guys this. I've danced a lot in my life, but I typically don't get horny when I dance. I'd say it probably happens one out of every, I don't know, 100 dances. Like, it's extremely rare. I really got to be into the person to get horny off of dancing. Like, it really takes a lot. So, but when I danced with her, it happened. And so, that probably happened only twice that whole year. And I remember it. I'll never forget it. And I was like, damn, I was really, really, really into dancing with her. And she really, got me in the mood. I remember that. And I remember saying to her before we left, I was like, "Look, if you want to come over, you're more than welcome." She's like, "Oh, no, I have things to do. I would like to come." But I believe she said she has to go home because her daughter needs her. So I assumed her daughter was like, I don't know, maybe some 4 or 5-year-old who is at home and she needs to go home. I'm like, "All right, I understand. I'll talk to you later. You go handle your daughter. Can I get your number?" She gives me her number. Fine. So I say about a week goes by and I call her the next week. I'm like, "Where are you going tonight?" She's like, "Oh, I'm going to Webster Hall." So we meet at Webster Hall again. And that same girl who I saw talking to her at the last weekend when we were at the party, he was talking to her again. I was like, "Wow, hi. Hey, how's it going? You guys are like best friends or something." And the little younger girl goes, "No, she's my mother." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "She's my mother." And I'm like, "She's your mother? Well, you seriously?" She's like, "Yes, dude, she's my mother." And I was like, "Oh, wow, so you're like a teenager or something." She's like, "No, not really. I'm 26." And I was like, "Okay, all right." And I didn't ask any more questions after that. I didn't ask any questions. Because right after I like scratched my head, Rose was just like, "All right, come on, let's go dance." She just loved to dance. All she did was dance. She loved to dance. So, and I mean, what was crazy for a 51-year-old, how the fuck did she manage to dance for we literally danced for 3 hours straight once. At least 3 hours straight. And I mean, she won't stop. It's the craziest thing ever for a fucking 51-year-old. I've never seen anything like this. And so we hang out. And so then after that, I don't think she's been over yet. No, not yet. Then at the time, I was also dating a girl an Italian girl. I told you guys about this one. This one was Italian American. This lady here, Rose, is actually from Italy. The other girl is just Italian American. So, she's born in America, but her ancestors are Italian. So we all hung out together. That's how cool she is. Like, she fucks with me, we all hung out together. So one night it was me, and just like I told you guys in a story where I kicked the girl out of my house because she was really drunk. I probably gotta make a separate story for that. I think I gotta make a separate story for that. Do I? Yeah, I gotta make a separate story for that. Yeah. But basically the other Italian American girl was a basically short, thick girl with like a big butt. Like, they're both very similar. Short, thick, curvy, big butt, and long dark hair. And this time we all went to hang out with my close friends, with my homies, my EHC crew. We all went to hang out, we all partied, we all danced, blah, 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 blah. But then the end of the night comes, and then we all leave together. Like, me and Rose and the other Italian chick. We all leave together, and we have a fun time or whatever. But then here's where things got interesting. Because since I'm divorced now, I can admit the truth. I was married at the time. Yes, I was married at the time. You can just say me and my wife's relationship, ex-wife relationship, was like up and down. I was married at the time. you know. So the divorce is final, whatever. I can't get in trouble. I admitted I did wrong, whatever. So at the time, me and my wife were on and off. So I remember I was able to bring her to my house a few times to stay over. No, to come late. She always left around 1 in the morning, but to come and spend time with me because my wife wasn't there. And my wife really didn't care because we were fighting at the time. And I don't know what exactly happened. I started to get feelings for her. Like, I started to get feelings for her, like, pretty strong, pretty quick. And, I tried to be like my own psychologist and shit. I'm like, maybe it's because she's older than you. Maybe because she's real mature. Maybe it's because you didn't really have a mother in your life. And this lady's here. She's kind of doing both those things at once. You know what I mean? And, like, I was really starting to get into her. I was the first black guy she's been with, so she says. And she talks about how much she likes me. Now, I did not want to be in a relationship with this lady. I did not. I never tried it. I knew better. I did not. I told Rose all the time, I do not want to be in a relationship. I just want to, I just like seeing you. And I like the fact that you're available, and so am I. And she liked it too. So we went on dating going on. And guys in my neighborhood, one time the hoods, because this when I was living in Queensbridge Projects, and the hoods caught us lovely. Now, by this time I was friends with the biggest hoods on my block. I forgot how we became, because of girls. That's how we became friends. I became friends with like the biggest drug dealer on my block, name was Cat. When he was out of prison, I knew I had nothing to worry about because I always introduced him to girls and he just loved it, So Cat was there, and Cat and his boys, Cat's like the leader of the group. So Cat and his boys see her and they start talking. It's like, damn, like, she got a daughter, and oh shit, what? I'm like, she's 51. Like, what is it? And everyone just going crazy and shit. So I knew she was a dime piece because even those dudes like that. And they're like, this is one of the best girls you ever brought around. I'm like, dude, she's 51. And like, everyone's tripping. So here goes the drama. So time goes by. I don't see her that much. Me and my ex-wife get back on a good page. And this is where, when I get back on a good page with someone and like we're just, we're seeing eye to eye, I decide to tell everything. So I told her about Rose. Right? And she was like, oh, this Rose lady sounds interesting. I'm like, yeah, and she's 51. So she immediately like, you fucking nasty 51-year-old, fucking nasty piece of shit. I'm like, you didn't even see the lady yet. I guarantee you when you see her, you're not going to feel that way. And she was like, if I see her, I'm pretty sure she's an ugly fucking bitch. I'm like, look, maybe she's not as good looking as you, Miss 19. But she's 51. She looks great. Just wait till you see her. And then, long and behold, her daughter invites me to a party, which is the next day after me and my wife were having this argument. And so she goes, I'm like, are you comfortable coming to the party? She goes, yeah. So what happens is that the next day in the morning, a fan who came from Russia, and she's in America, she wanted to see me, so me and my wife, we go pick her up. This is a little cute girl. She was like 18 years old, and she just wanted to hang out with us. So we let her hang out, whatever, so we bring her. And so me and my wife are trying to talk to each other, but we can't really talk to each other too much before going to the party to see Rose and her daughter because, the fan chick is there. So we don't really get to say everything we wanted to say. Like, I would have probably said some more things, but I didn't have the opportunity to prepare for the party. So I kind of fucked up. So anyway, we go to the party, and as we're in the party, I see her, and the first thing I realize is that, shit, I still like her. Like, I still like her. Because she told me there was someone she was talking to, but she didn't say she was his new man. I didn't know who it was, but there's a whole bunch of black guys at the party, right? So we're doing our thing, me and my wife, we're drinking, and like, my wife rarely ever left my side. She was kind of crazy when she started drinking because she used to be a dancer. So, she's still a dancer. She dances her life off. She dances her ass off for her life, So at some times during the party, because she was a little drunk, she'd go and start twerking and shit and grabbing attention. And as she does that, as she's busy twerking, I remember Rose coming to talk to me. And we were just having a few conversations. And one of the conversations we had was, I was like, so, there's a lot of black guys here, I'm pretty sure a lot of them are going after you. And she's like, yeah, maybe. That one's my ex. And I was like, oh, really? Wow. How much time did you have to have a boyfriend after me? And she's like, oh, no, that was before you. I was like, but you told me I was the first black guy you've been with. She was like, yeah, I was just saying that to be nice, to make you feel good. I was like, oh, wow. Thank you. And I was like, are you really 51 years old? She's like, yes, I am. I'm not lying about that. And I was like, okay. So that really offended me because I always thought she was honest with me. I always thought she was. I just always thought she was because I was always honest with her, I tend to believe people who are much older than me. You know, I know I'm not a child, but I trusted her a lot. So I know it's not that big of a deal, but I just don't like that she lied to me. You know, it's like maybe she's still married. Like, what else is she lying about? Like, why lie about that? You know what I mean? And she did lie about her age first, but I understand that that's different. That's usual for women. And so I kind of get mad, and so I'm drinking. I start drinking faster, and my wife comes to me, and then she leaves again, and the guy she was talking to, he leaves. So I approach her, and this where things get kind of dramatic. And I was like, you know, I just want you to know something. I kind of really had strong feelings for you, and I don't like the fact that you lied, and I don't know what else you lied about. Maybe you were just using me for physical stuff. Maybe you never really cared about me. She goes, oh no, sweetie, you know, I really cared about you, and at the time I wasn't trying to hear it. I was like, you know what, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then she drops another bombshell. She goes, look, I don't want to argue too much because my fiance is here. I'm like, what? She's like, my fiance is here. I'm like, who's your fiance? She goes, that guy over there. The guy who looks, the guy who looked just like me at the party. So when I walked into the party, some dude was like, damn, is that your brother? But like 20 years older? I was like, no. But she was dating, she was she was engaged to some guy who's 20 years older than me and looks like me. And she points him. Once I heard that, that was it. I mean, I remember getting angry, and I just stayed in one spot as she walked away and just continued with the party like nothing was happening. People would walk up to me and be like, what's wrong, what's wrong? Then my wife walks up to me like, what's wrong? And then we start arguing because I was yelling at her kind of about some shit she did because she knew why I was upset. It was because Rose was with that other guy. So we leave the party. Luckily, the fan who came to see us, she took a cab like maybe 30 minutes before I finally spoke to Rose and had the serious conversation, so she wasn't there to hear us argue. So we get back to the crib, you know, we're arguing, we're going at it, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I'm sitting back thinking in my mind, I'm thinking, like, how much, like, what would have happened if I would have trusted this woman? What would have happened if I would have, because honestly, even though I didn't want to be, like, her boyfriend, I would have never asked her out. If she would have been like, hey, I think we should get married or something. Because of the fact that she was so much older than me, like, if I wasn't married, you know what I mean? If she wanted to be with me. Like, I would have divorced my wife for her if she would have asked right. You know what I mean? Because she had like power over me because she was older. You know, and I can't understand it because even there are times we were together and I was able to tell her anything. I mean, anything. Here's an example. There are times that we'd be walking and maybe some young girls, like 20, 21-year-old hot chicks, would like kind of look at me, then look at her, and then look at me, and then she'd be like, oh, you saw that girl looking? I'm like, yeah, you know, honestly, I like you and all, but sometimes you being so much older than me does bother me. Like when I see all these other young girls out there who don't have kids who are older than me, because her daughter's 6 months older than me, who don't have kids who are older than me and stuff, it makes me wonder, like, what am I doing? I mean, I like you a lot, you know that, but sometimes I just feel kind of weird because you're so much older than me. But at the same time, that's basically negated by the power you have over me because you're older. And she understood it. So in a way, I think she was taking advantage of me because she never really wanted to do much of anything. She always just wanted to go to my house, which I didn't have a problem with. You know, I've never been to her place. I've never been to her neighborhood. I don't know anything about her family. She was always with me. She's like, my house. If anyone's going to introduce someone, the parents should come meet my parents, and never her side, you know, except for her daughter. And her daughter knew what was going on. Her daughter didn't give a damn. Me and her daughter were dancing harder in the club than me and her mother. You know, but me and her daughter never dated or anything like that. Not saying that, but we danced and go crazy in the club, and it was just like cool. You know, so it was kind of weird to me. Her daughter's a very sexy girl. She doesn't have a big butt though. She's kind of more the thin, just like model type girl, you know. But yeah, it was just crazy for me. And then I'd say like 2 weeks after this, she called me. She said, let's have some time together. We spent some time together, and then that was the last time I ever saw her after that. And I just took it as like an experience, you know, a learning experience. I figured now she's married. They actually got married. So I figured to not sweat it and just, you know, I kind of learned from that. Be happy with what you had, you know, and it's just an experience that I could be like, I had a 51-year-old girl. I dated a 51-year-old lady, and she was beautiful, and I enjoyed it. And that's the positive I got out of that situation. I think that's the only positive I can get out of it, because I didn't fall in love with her, but just the power she had over me, she could have made me do a lot of things as if I was in love with her. But I was not. I know I was not. I was just hurt because, like, put it this way. If she were my age or younger, and we were at the party at her house, she's like, oh yeah, this guy's my fiance, I lied to you, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, and my wife said I don't give a fuck. You know, that's exactly how I would have felt. I wouldn't have given a damn unless I was in love with her. But because she was so much older than me, I took her word as like fucking the Bible. You know what I mean? Because you know when you're young, you kind of believe your mom. She's much older than you. She got experience, blah, blah, blah. I kind of equated that to her. She's much older than me. She got experience. Why would she lie to me? And I figured, why would she lie to me? Because she's not scared of me. She's fucking 51. She has good money. She has a career. She doesn't need to lie to me to get me. She has me like that. So I figured, what's the point of her lying to me when I'm just like in her arms already? You know, that's just what I was thinking. It was very confusing for me. That's why I got angry. I kind of didn't understand the world. I mean, I wasn't depressed at all after the situation. I was probably mad for like 2 or 3 days. And I was kind of mad at my wife at the time too, just because some old shit I was thinking about, she pissed me off. And then she said something to me at the party that really pissed me off. My ex-wife said something to me at the party that really pissed me off. So I was just fucking mad, man. I was just fucking mad. So that's basically it, people. If you're still here, I'm surprised. You listened to the whole story. I don't think I missed anything with her. You know what? After this, I think I'm going to do the story of me and my ex-wife meetings. I even have videos from that. Like the first day we met, we have like 3 videos from that. And our story is kind of crazy too, with the marriage and we had to go see all the lawyers and all this shit because she was from Russia. And, you know, I might do that too. So remember, people, if you want to be in the circles, I'm not going to add you. Just add you like manually anymore. That's crazy. If you want to hear the private videos about a certain, okay, I'll give it away. I'm going to make a private video sometime before this month is over about the celebrity girl. If you watch the 7 videos, the video called My Encounter with 7 Celebrities, the last one I didn't want to talk about, yeah, I'm going to make a video about her, and that has to be private. So if you want to be added to that list, I advise you to comment. Just comment, like this video, comment, like another fucking video. Just do it enough until you're a fucking top fan. And you'll be there. And I ain't making this shit up. If you have a YouTube page, go check your Google circles. You'll see a fan automatic. You see a list there automatically for your top fans, for people who comment and like. It's there automatically for any YouTuber, all right? So that's basically it, people. I am done with the story. Hope you liked it and shit, and I'm out. Later.